Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Birds vs. Boys. If you are watching us on the YouTube channel, thank you very much for looking at our beautiful faces. And we are glad that we're inside so you can actually see our faces because we have an air quality of 326 hazardous right now. We are in the hazardous zone, Aidan. So we are working for you, right, people? We're talking through the smoke because that is what football is about, right? It is a 24/7, 365 day a year game. Aidan, my voice hurts. It's smoggy outside. How are you?
I'm good. It's another beautiful day in the neighborhood. If you just ignore all the context of why outside looks the way that it does, it's actually kind of cool. It's like when it's warm in January. If you just ignore why it's warm in January, you're like, this is a nice day.
I mean, it's like look at the sun. It looks like it's really cool looking. Where's my
Yeah. Oh,
iPhone? I'm
wow.
gonna take a picture.
Look at this orange. It's like golden hour all the time here. All right. This is great.
And
I
then you're
will
like,
say, yeah. And then you go outside and like walk 2 blocks. You're like, huh, I can't breathe.
I just smoked 4 packs of cigarettes, and I've never smoked
Right.
a cigarette in my life.
I will say I don't know anybody right now who isn't like, oh, I got allergies, like my nose isn't runny, like I'm coughing. I don't know anybody who's not doing that. Which
Literally everybody.
again, probably a bad sign. But if you just ignore that and focus on the fact that it looks cool, it's a lot
I
easier to
will.
get through it.
I woke up this morning. You know when you wake up and like you have like phlegm that's been sitting in your throat all night. It like
Yeah.
hurts. And you're like, and you got to get it out. And once you get it out, then it feels better.
Great audio sound for the Spotify and Apple Music listeners.
All right. So my first question for you, Aidan, before we get into anything, obviously hazardous right now is the air quality, right?
Yeah.
In the Northeast, Phillies game postponed, Yankees game postponed. What? Let's say there was a Thursday night football game happening tonight
No.
at MetLife. Eagles, Giants. Is that game played?
Yes. They're like 6 hours from a report that the Saudis could buy a football team. They think they care about the air quality? No. That game is 100% being played. They would encourage it to be played because it would be just like, so everybody was posting the scenes of, oh, look at Citi Field, look at Yankee Stadium, look at Citizens Bank Park and the haze over it. Everybody would see those videos and tune into Thursday Night Football. They'd have a rating bonanza. More
Yep.
people would watch.
Yep. I think Roger Goodell might set Canada on fire during the season next year.
They'd be cheering or they'd be doing backflips if there was a wildfire that messed with an NFL football game.
All of a sudden, you just look over and Jalen Hurts is he's got the oxygen tank. He just
Yeah.
ran in his third touchdown. They're like, what a
Think about
warrior.
it. They've got Erin Andrews on the sideline reporting, and she's like, all the guys are using oxygen masks. That's how they lead off the game. They come in and they do the aerial shot, and you're like, you're looking live, or are you, at the New York City skyline as we get ready for Giants Eagles here Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime. As you know, little hazy here today. It's Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth up in the booth, a little safer from the weather outside. Chris, how are you doing? And he swings in with like a mask on. And then they go down to Erin Andrews, who's like, yeah, and the guys, the training staff has plenty of oxygen tanks for the guys. They would eat that up.
Look at these fans. The fans are still here, right? They are not afraid. It's supposed to be hazardous for old people and children, but if you look right here, there's a 98-year-old grandfather and his 4-year-old grandson. They are having a ball of a time. I think the grandfather just passed out. And back to you.
All right, and now it's time for kickoff.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, 100% the game's being played.
100%. They would not blink.
Baseball, we play 162. We can
Exactly. It's
okay.
easier to reschedule. Football, not so much. Although it actually would be better if it's Thursday Night Football because then you just turn it into like a Saturday game.
Yep.
Or just go straight to them like, oh, we don't have Thursday Night Football. It'll be Sunday. But if it was like a Sunday, if it was like Monday Night Football, that game is not being rescheduled.
No.
That is a spectacle.
You got to think like Major League Baseball players like love that the game was canceled tonight, right? They were probably just like, you get to the ballpark, you're messing around with your boys, and then all of a sudden it's like, all right, now I get to chill tonight.
Yeah, I think so. I know the Phillies have an off day tomorrow, so they were probably like, oh, okay, back-to-back days off. I don't know. It'd probably be annoying to drive to work and then be told to go home
Sure.
instead of just being at home and then them telling you not to come
Yeah.
into work. But
Yep.
yeah, I don't know. That's actually an interesting question of what the mindset
Yes.
is when you're in June of a baseball season.
All right. So let's jump into football. Like I said, 24/7, 365 days a year. Let's start. Let's
Even in
start
the
with the
smog.
Cowboys because we are in mini camp, right?
Hmm.
OTAs happen, and now we are in mini camp. And there's a couple things going on with the Dallas Cowboys that I want to chit chat about. First things first. Can we stop with the Zeke talk? Okay.
I was going to ask you that tonight, so I'm glad you brought it up.
Here, you start. What would you like to ask?
It's just if those rumors are true, how much do you buy into it?
Zero. Okay.
Zero. Wow.
Okay, I wouldn't put it at zero because it's Jerry Jones. There's always a possibility of anything, but like 0.5 maybe. Like the only possible way I see Jerry actually doing this if he's like, see here now, that Stephon Gilly man that we signed, he's not wearing that 21. Okay, Zeke sold a lot of jerseys here wearing 21. Zeke wore 15 at Ohio State. If I bring him back, he wears 15. That's a whole new jersey set. People are going to buy those jerseys. That's a whole lot of money. Get that man back on the foot. Like that's his. Okay, we'll change his number, and then there's going to be a lot of jersey sales because I'm so sick of the video, the workout videos, and him jumping past trash cans, and like Zeke's just waiting. Okay, well, he's going to continue to wait because nobody's calling him. Right? It's like
Yeah.
even the Titans are calling DeAndre Hopkins right now, and no one's calling Zeke. So I don't see a spot for him on this team. Tony Pollard's the number one. I think Ronald Jones is even a better player than Zeke is right now. They have Deuce Vaughn now. I just Malik Davis, who they had last year, they really like as a complete back. I just don't see a spot on him for him on the roster. And they got the fullback from North Dakota State, who they're in love with, who can also run the ball in those short yardage spots. So I just stop with the nostalgia.
But that's kind of what it is, though, right? Like, like the further you get out from your raw reaction. So, like day one of the offseason, you're like, that Cal Pitt is terrible. Can't
Mm-hmm.
have him back. Like, that's your first reaction. As you get further away, the further away from the raw emotion, you say to yourself, all right, well, no one else is calling, so we can get him back for cheaper. And I don't know if Tony Pollard will be ready for the start of the season. And if he is he going to be 100% as effective as he was? I don't know. Maybe he needs some time. I know maybe if no one else is calling, we could get Zeke back, and he was good in the locker room, and we could get him at a lesser role, but still be a part of the team. It's like the further you get from it, the more you start to just like the
Yeah.
thoughts start to linger, right?
Yeah, of course. And it's I'm a rip the band-aid guy. It was the same thing with like Dez. Like after that, is he gonna come back? And he didn't come back. I just I don't know. I just don't want that the cycle to happen again. And then it's week 3 and his MCL is sprained and now he's gutting it out because he's a tough guy. He's on the field when, no, actually you should just go sit down for 3 games because you're not only making your injury worse, but you're also compromising the team by limping for a yard and a half on average.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I don't think there's much in the tank.
no.
It would be if you could convince yourself that a little bit left in the tank is all you need,
And I think they
or
need
if he
more than
would convince himself that.
yeah. He's cruising on fumes right now, trying to find a gas station, and no gas station is coming up on Waze right now for him. The second part here is the offensive line. So through OTAs, all we saw was last year's first round pick, Tyler Smith, at left tackle, left tackle, left tackle, left tackle. They were moving other guys around in other positions, and it seemed like okay, they're going to put Tyler Smith at left tackle. He's the future. He is the now. They don't want to have any progress stopping with him. Tyron Smith, who they re-signed, is probably going to slide out to right tackle until Terrence Steele is ready to go, recovering from his ACL surgery. And then when Terrence Steele is ready to go, Tyron Smith will be the swing tackle. Now we get to OTAs, and where's Tyler Smith playing? Left guard. And where is Tyron Smith playing? Left tackle. So now it brings in the question marks of, okay, what is this offensive line going to be? Other guys like Matt Lewetzko, who's now healed. He came from North Dakota last year, rookie, not North Dakota State, but actually just North Dakota. Big boy, he can play guard. He's been moving in and out of there. So like what are they going to do? What are their starting five going to be? I think Aiden, right? We know it's Tyler Biotish at center. It's Zach Martin at right guard, and then beyond that, right now, if Terrence Steele is healthy, it's Terrence Steele at right tackle, and that is set. But now, what do you do on the left side? Right? Do you put your second year player, first round pick from last year, who played so well at left tackle out there, and continue to let him grow, and you say, you know what? Sorry, big man, to your all pro first ballot Hall of Famer, like you're a swing tackle now, and you plug somebody in at guard, or do you put your future left tackle at guard? You put Tyron Smith at left tackle for 3.5 games, and then when he gets hurt, you kick Tyler out there.
You're a rip the band-aid out guy, rip the band-aid off guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why not go for the, you know, um, just that kind of rip the band-aid off on the offensive line as well, where you're saying like, all right, we love this Tyler kid. Let him be the offensive tackle because he's going to be the
Yep.
offensive tackle of the future. Like, why hold on to this? And you do such a great job of putting it this way. It's like you can't pretend it's 2016.
Yep.
The longer you do, the further you get from it. It's the same with Tyron Smith. Like, he's going to be hurt. You have a guy who played well at left tackle. Let him be the left tackle. Zeke was great. He's not anymore. He's going to be hurt. You have a guy in Tony Pollard who can be good. Let him be the guy.
Like
You
it's
know,
be the now, don't be the past. Like it's
exactly. Yeah. So that's so well said. It's like, because this is not a Cowboys joke, but that is like the thing that is the underlying theme with the
yes.
Cowboys my entire life is they have been the past.
Yep.
And I swear this is not, I know how this is coming off as the Eagles fan, like being like no championships since 1995. But it's like, yeah, like don't be the past anymore. Like that's what's gotten you into trouble. Like you
Yes.
have to move on. Like
Yes.
this has to be a new crop of talent to kind of get you over the edge and back into championship pedigree.
And you made that pick last year when people laughed at you, but it turned out to be the right pick, right? He played so well. He could have won offensive rookie of the year last year if it wasn't for, some skill position players. He played so well at left tackle, and being thrown in to play left tackle in this league, especially in our division with the pass rushes that are there with the Eagles and with Washington, and holding his own after again practicing basically at guard all off season last
Mm-hmm.
year, and then being thrown out and be like, okay, you're starting to tackle. Like what? Let him do it, and let Tyron be that swing tackle. Right? We saw him play right tackle last year. It was a little wishy washy, but move forward for the now and the future. Just rip the band aid, go with the young guy, let him continue to grow, and stopping his progress. That's
Yeah,
my thought.
just put the best, put your young people on the field.
Yes.
Easy. This is like
Yep.
it's we were talking about the kid from the Reds. Like put him out there.
Yep.
What do you have to lose at this point? And I know like the Cowboys aren't Reds level of tanking, but it's the same logic applies. It's like this isn't working. Let's
Nope.
find out if the young people do.
Yep. So we'll see what they do. I want to continue. We also know that Tyler Smith can play guard, right? We've seen it. He can play guard. He can play tackle. I want to see some of these other guys that they have playing guard this offseason. Who is that other left guard? Whether they're going to start or whether they're going to be the backup, because we don't know, because Connor McGovern moved on. He's not there anymore. Connor Williams has moved on. Obviously, he went to Miami, and this is absolutely hilarious if it's true. He went to Miami last year. Did you see this? He went to
No.
Miami last year, signed a new contract as a free agent with Miami. They moved him to center. He played absolutely phenomenally as a center, and now apparently he's holding out for a new contract already.
Oh wait, I did see that. I did see that. Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Hilarious.
Very funny.
It's the most 2023 thing I've ever seen. But let's figure it out, right? All right. Last thing for me before we'll move on to the Eagles is um, the two additions to this team, and Brandin Cooks and Stephon Gilmore, apparently are playing lights out right now in minicamp. They both seem, hey, here we go.
Don't do
Here we
this.
go. But they both seem very excited to be Dallas Cowboys. Apparently, I don't know if you ever heard this story. Stephon Gilmore really wanted to be a Dallas Cowboy, and he thought,
Like drafted wise?
yes, when he to
Okay.
be drafted, he really thought the range where the Cowboys were going to be picking, he had a shot. He was calling his friends and his family, like, I think this is really going to happen. And do you know what draft that was?
I don't. I know he's from South Carolina, and I'm trying to think. He was at South Carolina with Alshon Jeffrey, right? So like 2011.
It was when the Cowboys traded up for Morris Claiborne
Ah,
into the top 5. And then he was like, well, that's not happening. But apparently, when he was traded to the Cowboys, he was calling family like, hey, finally got there. Like, that's like his thing. Like, all right, I didn't start there, but maybe I'm going to end my career here, which is pretty cool. He
yeah.
had a phenomenal interception right at the pylon, baited Dak into the throw, which I don't love, but
Hold
at the
on.
same time I do love. So it's a double
Again,
edged sword.
just like the weather outside, if you just don't think about the context of why it happened, it's a lot better.
I'm just going to pretend it was Cooper Rush. Um,
Just enjoy the pictures of the funny looking skyline and don't think about anything else.
don't go
Just
outside
think
and try
about
and breathe,
Gilmore making an acrobatic interception and don't think about why that happened.
or who it happened from.
Who caused it?
And then Brandin Cooks, they're saying his speed just looks top notch right now. He burning corners left and right, really
June.
taking the top off the defense and helping out CeeDee Lamb. So the two big name additions in free agency that everybody kind of vaulted the Cowboys offseason up to like that B plus A minus type. They seem to be working out so far, and I'm going to leave it at that.
Okay. So they have any thigh pads on, knee pads, anything? Just still shorts.
Listen, you're talking about breaking sleds, okay?
I know. I heard another Jordan Davis story this week. They're like, oh, he looks slimmer now. Like, well, yeah, okay, yeah.
Great.
Probably because he don't have any pads on.
Oh, I gotta love this time of year.
And Nolan Smith, they're like, yeah, everyone says he's undersized. He doesn't look undersized. It's like, well, yeah, he hasn't been in an NFL game yet.
Once he gets there,
he hasn't played
then we'll
an
see.
offensive tackle.
Oh, what do you got? Anything?
I don't have much. They introduced the Madden cover today.
Yes.
Josh Allen. Thank goodness it's not Jalen Hurts.
I was hoping
I still believe you and I believe in curses and vibes, everything like that would have been bad. I would not want Jalen Hurts on the cover.
Vibes, ghosts, it's all real.
All of it is real. All of it plays into it. All of it contributes to winning and being successful. So glad to see that Jalen was not on the cover. He looked cool in the commercial. Listen, I think that's perfect. Don't be on the Madden cover.
Yep.
Do be in the Air Jordan commercial.
Yes.
That is where we need to be.
Yes.
Go to batting practice with the Phillies. These are the PR moves that we want to make, not the Madden cover.
And Joe Burrow just did that too. He looked cool as hell taking.
Yeah. I thought that. Do you think they already had that lined up, or do you think the social media for Cincinnati, both the Reds and the Bengals, with everything going on with the Reds, they were like, "Oh, AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts. That was a lot of coverage with them with the Phillies.
Yep.
Let's get Joey B over here." Probably. Or do you think they already had that set up?
I'd say they probably already
can't tell.
It set up.
Do you think so? I really can't tell.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either. I really don't. AJ Brown being good at baseball, though.
Yeah, that's the most, of course.
Oh, yeah. It's just like, that's exactly what I was like. Of course. He's also good at baseball.
And speaking of ghosts, real quick, something that freaked me out earlier today. My daughter, there's a camera in her room, right? And it gives off sense, like we get alerts on our phone if there's motion. Nothing in the room at all. It's dark. Just motion keeps going off. There's motion in the room. So I'm like, this is fucking weird.
Was she in there?
Nope, nobody was in the room. And then later on in the evening, I was giving her a bottle, sitting in the chair, and she was taking her bottle out, looking up in the corner of the room, going, "Hi, hi,
no, hi. Kevin, you have to move already.
It's not good.
It hasn't even been a full year.
Hasn't
Hasn't
been
even
2
full
months.
6
I
months.
just
Yeah.
made my first mortgage payment
Oh
yesterday.
man, you have to move. Have you ever seen Haunting a Hill House?
Yes, I think it's
That's about when
happening.
it started, right? Like they were there and they were getting like little signs and it
I'm like,
wasn't
"Who are
like
you
the
saying
one
hi
kid.
to?"
Yeah, like the one kid. That's exactly how Hill House started, Kevin. You have to move. Like one kid was talking to a ghost in the field. In the yard, and everyone's like, who are you playing with? That's exactly how it started.
Just wait for this door to start opening.
Oh, dude. this, oh my god. Does Lisa, your wife, listen to the show at all?
Yeah, sometimes.
If if she was a humorist, like if she wanted to pull the
Oh,
all-time practical joke, hearing this, not saying anything, and then getting behind that door and just flinging it open next episode,
die.
we would both be like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, so that was my story of the day. I'll continue to update you all on the possible ghost
On the
sightings.
ghosts.
Hi.
If I'm
Hi.
doing a solo show next week,
You'll know.
it's because they've reached the season finale of
Yes. Yeah.
Kevin's Haunted House.
And it didn't work out well.
You went to the red room.
Yeah.
It's over.
It's done. All right, you may continue.
I've only got one more thing left. Lane Johnson was at everyone's at OTAs. I don't know why I said Lane Johnson was at OTAs. Everybody's there. Um, and he was at the press conference and talked about his contract. And he said, 2026, end of my contract. That'll probably be it. So isn't that kind of crazy? Like,
Yeah, it's
you don't think of it. 2026 seems really far away, but it's really 3 years. Well, it kind of depends on how many wildfires we have between now and then, if we ever make it there. But it's just crazy to me. Like he is the best right tackle in the league, and like 3 years from now, like might not be, and just might not be an Eagle. It's just you got it. Just another when you put it in terms of years like that, it makes you just appreciate what you have in the moment.
Yep, 100%. And it's kind of for me like a guy like Zach Martin. I mean, he's
Yeah,
definitely getting towards the end too. There's been rumblings of
30s.
him wanting to be, towards the end of his career retiring. So it's the same thing. It's like, wow, it's even like I saw a thing about like all these quarterbacks like that we grew up with, right? Like Peyton
Oh
and,
yeah,
and Eli and Brady and
Breeze.
all these guys like Matt Ryan, like it's gone.
The only guy
Ben
left that
Roethlisberger.
Yeah, the only guy really left is like Aaron Rodgers, and he came in a few years after that crop of Ben,
Mhm.
Eli, Philip Rivers, all in that one draft of 2004.
And
So
he's a Jet now, so is he even really in the
no,
league anymore?
no, I have nowhere else to put this take, so I'm just gonna put it here. I'm so like New York is perfect for him because now he gets so much attention. I saw him at the Taylor Swift concert, and this is gonna be so hypocritical because I haven't been a Taylor Swift fan forever. But he was just like vibing and like not singing the lyrics. I'm like, you just knew, like you just wanted people to see you at this big event and be like, oh my God, it's Aaron Rodgers. Look, and then he'd go viral. Like he knew that everybody would post,
Yep.
oh, look at Aaron Rodgers at the Taylor Swift concert. It's
Well, I
just
think
like,
he was at a Knicks playoff game. I think he was at a Rangers playoff game. Like
yeah,
yeah.
he's just soaking in the spotlight. And
He's all of a sudden going to be starring in Hamilton this offseason somehow
yeah, I know, man.
on
And
Broadway.
who knows? Maybe this is like you're playing in New York for 1 year and retiring. You had a great career, and then you get into showbiz. So I don't know.
I hope he
Best
plays
friends
1
with Miles
year with
Teller.
the Jets and then somehow ends up with the Vikings when Kirk Cousins moves on and literally
Yes.
just does exactly what Brett Favre did.
After they ended up hating each other.
Yeah, that
By
would
the
be
end.
awesome.
Or Favre hated him. Yeah, so that's crazy. But yeah, so the one thing I was just thinking is like if Lane Johnson would still be effective in 2026. I have no reason to say no, but it is a guy who's been injured multiple times, so who knows? Like again, like when you think about it in that context, appreciate what you have.
Yep.
You don't know how long you have it.
But he's also a guy who is still effective when he's hurt. Basically had a torn groin and just shut everybody down.
They asked him about that. They were like, how's the recovery going? And he was like, well, it's been tough, but it was better than recovering from ankle surgery a year ago. I was like, I totally forgot you were injured. Like,
Yep.
he played so well.
Yep.
It's like the offensive line really never was under duress. I don't even remember Jalen getting sacked aside from the fumble. And that was more so like Jalen's fault.
Yeah,
I never remember the offensive line being under duress the entire playoff
no.
run.
I feel like the last time I remember him going down was in the Bears game when he got hurt, and that wasn't even the offensive line's fault. That was on a run.
No, that was the last game where someone really got pressure on him.
Yep.
And what's so funny is on that play, he didn't really get pressure. He just that was like a read option and he ran out to the side. But there were a few plays. He was getting beat up in that game. So that's something,
Well, that was also because it was 4 degrees out and they threw it 77 times.
We'll see with Shane Steichen not being there. Like this could be a more efficient offense, as scary as that sounds. There were times last year where it's like, okay, you're getting bailed out by the fact that Jalen Hurts is the best athlete on the field and is throwing to 3 incredible athletes, and your offensive, and then your right tackle is also the most athletic tackle. But there were times where we're not efficient.
Of the Cowboys too, one other thing, and we can leave it there, is everything coming out now. They're asking players. I heard a clip from Zach Martin today about, Mike McCarthy now running the offense. How's it going? Blah, blah, blah. And everybody is saying how they're so much more on the same page. There's so much less miscommunication. I don't know if this is a PR smear campaign against Kellen Moore, if this is like they all got in a room and it's like, this is what we're saying, or if it's true. Because, they were a pretty high-flying offense the last couple of years, obviously, scoring points, yards, all of that. If they were doing all that with miscommunication all the time, and now they're all on the same page, is that going to be a good thing? We'll see.
There's definitely got to be some truth to that. They could be very much better off without Kellen Moore. Again, we talked about this last week with off-season workouts and how certain players who played for the Sixers ruined it for me. Also, we're all hunky-dory now. We're all one big happy family stories that come out in the off-season. The Sixers have ruined that for me as well. So anytime I hear a team say that, I'm like, actually, so you're not doing well.
Hey, until the Cowboys somehow lose, 21-17 on Sunday Night Football in the Meadowlands, then
lose to the Giants week 1. Yep.
We had a lot of communication issues tonight. That's weird.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we didn't know who was supposed to call timeout there on that crucial 3rd and 4 in the 4th quarter, and it ended up being 3rd and 9 on a delay of game. Like, okay, good to have you guys back.
We're back, baby.
We're back. Can't wait.
All right, that's all I got. You got anything else?
Nope. Can't wait to see what tomorrow brings and what color tomorrow brings outside.
More smoke.
More smoke.
So if you're new to the show, this is kind of the new format. If you had been here from the beginning, you're like, wait a second, they're done? It's only been 25 minutes. I'm used to hour and 45-minute shows. What we're doing now, shorter shows together, and then multiple clips that we're putting out. 10 minutes here, 5 minutes there, maybe 15 minutes, and keeping these under 30 minutes together. Hey, it's 2023. There's a lot of smoke outside. People's brains don't have the attention span. So we're going to keep it short and sweet for all of you. So if you have not yet, make sure you go to our YouTube channel. If you're listening to this right now, if you're listening, just head right YouTube right on your phone. Smash the subscribe button. Tell your friends, tell your family. This show is not only for Birds fans, not only for Boys fans, but we talk everything NFL. We talk NFL draft, and that's what we're here for you. You'll get clips about the Eagles. You'll get clips about the Cowboys. You'll get clips about the NFL, and then you'll get our shows. So make sure you follow us and subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter, Birds vs. Boys Pod, on TikTok, on Instagram. And again, wherever you listen to your podcast, Google, Spotify, Live, PGA, whatever the new name is going to be, we're all there. Follow
United
us.
States, Saudi Arabia, doesn't matter.
Yeah, we're there. If you're in Canada and you cause the wildfire, you can get the podcast there as well. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and we will be back next week together. And Aidan put out a brand new video this week. My video just dropped as well. Make sure you check those out on the YouTube channel. Stay inside.
That's all we got. Try to breathe.
Breathe. Breathe. That's all I could think about.
Chris Hansen here, and I'm going to need you all to take a seat right over there and check out Birds vs. Boys.
I think you're completely right here, and I hate it.
Yep. Hey, idiots. Stop doing dumb things. I got 2 phones. Upside alert. Upside alert. I might go insane.
I think you're already there.
There's no hope. Hope is gone.
If this was an AFC North podcast, we'd be done in 15 minutes.
Bob Hope.
I'm going to drink bleach.
That
Be
it?
the team you promised me you were going to be this year!
This is the Consciously Hopeful podcast.
I'll be watching.